Good podcast for you guys if you love podcasts. I've always loved Mark Hyman stuff. He was an early functional medicine doctor who still, I believe, contributes. I think his strongest suit now is his podcast versus his books, but his early books I really love more than his current books. No offense. I still love you, Mark. But this podcast is so full of good information, and I have to tell you some of the best takeaways. So the podcast's name is The Science of Protein and Longevity, Do We Need to Eat Meat to Live to 100 with Dr. Donald Layman. And Dr. Layman goes through this and states, hey, listen, I learned from the first generation people who were researching this, and he is out of Illinois, and he obviously knows his stuff. This podcast is full of information, and if you love information, oh my gosh, so good. But the phrase that stuck out to me was protein-centric. So if we as ladies eat protein, and they stated 30 grams of protein, doesn't matter how big you are, doesn't how small you are, but if your meal is based on get that 30 grams of protein, then get your fiber, you don't really have to worry about the carbs, because they talked about the quality of the food that we're eating really matters. So they gave the example of you will be full if you eat a steak versus if you eat cupcakes or donuts. You can always eat more donuts, but you can't always eat more steak. And that kind of struck me. Yes, you can't stop eating donuts because you never feel full or satisfied. But if I eat a steak and then somebody offers me another steak, I am not going to be able to do it because I am truly full. So protein-centric, if I focus on my protein, then eat my veggies, which half my plate need to be veggies. Once I do those things, I don't really have to worry about those carbs or those grains. And I loved the way they phrased that. They then went on to talk about protein demands and our dietary needs as we age. And as women specifically age, we need more protein, and most women are not getting their protein needs. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I have previously believed that the more protein I consumed, the more toxic it was, and the more likely it was to cause cancer. But when you look at the actual research and you look at quality proteins, how to consume it, this and that, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. Now, we do need to care about where our meat comes from, but listen to this podcast. It's a good one. Yeah. Bye.